this broadcast this evening. Major General S.P. Sinha, defense analyst, with us on the broadcast live. Also, PKD Nambiar, who's a political analyst, is with us on this broadcast. Good evening to you, Mr. Nambiar. Everyone is saying that this is a welcome development, and of course, a series of changes that have been introduced by the government of the day to celebrate Republic Day celebration starting this year itself. What do you have to make of the canopy where that statue will be installed? Today, the hologram will be unveiled by Prime Minister Narendra Modi. What do you make of this big development, sir?
This is long outstanding. I think the nation is really proud and indebted to the Prime Minister for doing such a great move. I think there is some kind of, it is said in the history that even both in the pre-independence and the post-independence, which is called as the Nehruvian era, there was a direct move or a deliberate move to undermine the importance of some of our greatest leaders, whether it is Subhash Chandra Bose, whether it is Bhimrao Ambedkar, or to the Sardar Patel. And some of these greatest leaders of who had actually given us the freedom what we all enjoy today, is somehow they have never been given that kind of a credit, both in that time and even the post of their life. I mean, in other words, the history is written for more of like a Nehruvian era, or a country which is made by the Nehru and the Gandhi, and rest of the people were never being given that credit. Today we are actually giving the minimum which is expected for the greatest leader of, greatest son of India, Subhash Chandra Bose. We will be at least giving some credit, that the right place for his memorial or to the statue which will be actually celebrating his life and what he has done to this country and the freedom which we are all enjoying. I think we are undoing some of the greatest sins what the post-independence and before the independence some of the Congress leaders have done to this country and to our history, to the truth of India, to the heroes of India, the unsung and the heroes really who had given us the freedom is now getting the credibility. See, if you really look at it, what the Congress has done, even in the Sardar Patel and the Ambedkar, they have been given the Bharat Ratna, is also been given to them only in 1990 and 1991. The Congress government in 60 years could not give them even the Bharat Ratna. And please note, they were all the Congress leaders. 1938, the Subhash Chandra Bose was the Congress president of 38 and 39. But even then, he was never being given that kind of a credit. I think we must thankful to the Prime Minister Narendra Modi for doing those the wrong of the past, correcting it, whether it is in the form of creating one of the largest statue for Sardar Patel, and in the India Gate, the Subhash Chandra Bose statue. I think it's a great move, and we must salute the spirit of India today.
Absolutely. You know, before I take this to General
Sinha, was the only leader
Mr.
who actually internationalized the Indian freedom struggle. Before Netaji, there was no international. It was only between maybe once upon a time or once in a while Mahatma Gandhi or some of these leaders who traveled to the UK and come back. Beyond that, the Indian freedom struggle was quite limited to the Indian soil. But Netaji, in the year 1941, when he moved through the Afghanistan to Russia to Germany to Japan, he made Indian freedom struggle an international struggle into the international forum. He was able to get support from all across the world. I mean, wherever he had gone, whether it is to a Hitler, to the Germany, or to the Soviet Union, and even in partnering with a country like Japan. So the idea, even in fact, if you really recall that even the Japan had given the Andaman Islands to him, and he even unfolded the INA's the flag there. So the idea, what you said is absolutely right, that the Netaji played a major role in galvanizing the international support, because he realized that it is not just the ahimsa alone cannot get the Swaraj, or ahimsa alone cannot make us an independent country. And it is our right. The freedom is our right. It is not something like a begging bowl in front of the mighty Britishers even then. So you also need to understand that there was no other leader who was having the courage to fight against the British army. He was absolutely courageous. He was the leader who led and created an army and led from the front. He fought against the mighty power, and he had a vision about an India. See, imagine if, suppose if the Netaji was the first Prime Minister of India, many of the inherited problems of today, which may have given, whether I don't know whom take the responsibility for it. Now, I would say the partition, the India-Pakistan, the partition would not have been there. If the Kashmir issue, what we are facing even today after 75 years also, it may not have been there. If the Netaji was the Prime Minister or first Prime Minister of India, the Indo-China border, even today we are fighting on the India-China border, that would not have been there. No, you can say that it is all hypothetical, but the truth is that all those who has even read a bit about Netaji's journey as a freedom fighter, as the real hero of the soil, I think it clearly gives an impression to all those people that he was truly a hero, and a hero whose life was never celebrated or never been given that kind of an importance in Indian history. I think today is a day we all Indians must celebrate, that a hero has given finally a heroic welcome at the Rajpath at the India Gate lawns. I think the salute to the Prime Minister who took 75 years. It's not a small time. And imagine, even if you really recall in the 1947 when India was getting the freedom all across, why the Nehru and the Gandhis were not ready to give any kind of an importance to the great leader like